Hello, everyone. It's Mrs. V again, and I am back with a fantastically silly story for you. This book is called Mabel O'Leary Puts Peas in Her Earrie. And the author of our book is Mary Delaney. Remember, the author is the person who writes the words. And the illustrator of our book is Kathy Curry. Remember, the illustrator is the person who creates the pictures. So let's see what happens with Mabel O'Leary puts peas in her earrie. Mabel O'Leary was growing quite weary of staring alone at her food. Said Mother to Mabel, "You'll sit at that table until every pea has been chewed." Then Mother walked out, leaving Mabel to pout and ponder her peas and their fate. But Mabel was wise, and soon she devised a method for cleaning her plate. Now Mabel O'Leary, with tune bright and cheery, deposited peas in her ears. She continued to hum until the job was all done and every last pea disappeared. Oh dear, look at her putting those peas in her ears. Doesn't sound like a good idea to me. Do we put food in our ears? No, we eat our food. Mabel's mother came in. On her face spread a grin when she saw that the peas were all gone. Said Mother to Mabel, "I'm glad you were able to finish your food before dawn." Now Mabel jumped down and went running around, much to her mother's dismay. With a tone of disgust, she said, "Mabel, you must behave in a civilized way." But peas in the ear make it tricky to hear, as Mabel discovered that day. Words seem confusing, their meanings amusing. Ideas became hard to convey. Mother yelled, "Stop!" But Mabel heard, "Hop!" which seemed like an odd thing to say, but wanting to please her, she tried to appease her by hopping and yelling, "Ole!" "Mabel, hold still! Get out my old drill?" Mabel felt joy in her heart. She emerged from the cellar, excited to tell her, "I found it. Now where do I start?" That's a new word for many people. The word cellar. That's another word for basement. Some of you might have a basement. Some people call that a cellar. "Mabel, your manners! Now get me a hammer?" "Okay. Should I get nails too?" Knocking over some chairs, she raced for the stairs, thinking, "This is too good to be true." "Put those tools down." "Paint my face like a clown?" Mom sure knows how to have fun. She was a big bore, but not anymore. Now we have fun by the ton. Oh dear, look at Mabel. I know it's kind of hard to see with the light. Look at her face. Silly girl. "You're making a mess." "Let's make a headdress?" "Okay, let me just find my feathers." As she dug through her drawer, Mabel yelled through the door, "I just love doing projects together." "Mabel, I mean it." "You want me to clean it?" This floor could use a good mopping. She ran for detergent. Her mission was urgent. And soon soap and water were slopping. She's really having a hard time hearing her mother. Those peas weren't a very good idea, were they? "The floor is all wet. Let's sing a duet." I'll play along on my cello. She wailed and yowled and warbled and howled and screeched, "She's a jolly good fellow." Mabel's mouth opened wide, then she yawned and she sighed, and she put down her cello and bow. "This quality time has been really divine, but bed is where I need to go." When she leaped into bed, Mabel tilted her head so the peas that had muffled her hearing started rolling around, heading straight for the ground, and soon they began reappearing. As she kissed her good night in the pale moonlight, Mother noticed the bed was all lumpy. She'd pull back the cover, surprised to discover hundreds of peas, green and plumpy. Mabel O'Leary put peas in her eyrie. Perhaps not a plan worth repeating, but shoes are ideal when used to conceal a meal that no one likes eating. Oh dear, would that be a good idea? You're right, it wouldn't. We should just eat our meals and not put them places that they don't belong. Well, I hope you enjoyed my book. Again, that was Mabel O'Leary Puts Peas in Her Eyrie by our author Mary Delaney and illustrated by Kathy Curry. Thanks, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow.